Perfect. Welcome back, YouTube, to episode 5 with Sip and Spill the Tea.
Oh, man.
Yes. Okay, so Aisha gonna spill it all tonight, okay? So I'm gonna introduce my long-term friend slash family.
Absolutely.
It's been 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her take it away.
Hi, y'all. My name is Aisha Aitchison, Britt, from San Francisco, Bay Area. Danielle and I met at AT&T.
Do you want to leave your social media?
It's out. My Facebook is Aisha Britt. And Instagram is EYE.SHA.2U2. That's my Instagram.
Yeah, we gonna get in, okay? We may play the game later, but we about to get into it. This girl got so much to talk about, so much she done been through.
Layers. Oh my
yes,
God.
she's been through so much. So we gonna take it back to maybe like her childhood on growing up. You know, like her background. Did she come from a 2-parent household? You know, just we gonna figure it all out.
Right.
So Aisha, take it away. Explain your background a little bit growing up.
Oh, growing up, okay. I didn't come from a 2-parent household. My father, so my mom passed away when my sister and I were 3 and 4 years old from Lou Gehrig's disease. For those that don't know, it's ALS. It's a lateral some sclerosis. My father raised me and my sister, which we are 1 year apart. And they were, my mom, like I said, my mom was a twin. So both the twins died. And of course they are identical. And so they shared the same everything. So of course they both were going to get that disease. I think my aunt passed away before my mom. And then they had to pull the plug because of course she was a vegetable.
Right.
So my father became a police officer for San Francisco.
Woohoo!
Right. Raised my sister and I. And then we got a stepmother. And she had 3 children. Blended family. So I have 2 older sisters and an older brother. 3 sisters and an older brother. I'm the baby of 5. And then my immediate sister, so they raised us, whatever. They broke up, and then it was just my sister, back to me, my sister, and my daddy. Life was hard. Not having a mother, not having your real mother, and not really.
How old were you?
Again, I was 3. Tamul was 4.
Wow.
So even though we had mother figures, my auntie, my father's sister was always there. I love her. My Auntie Lou, I love her. I love you, Auntie Lou. I love you more than you know. She was always there for us, but it was nothing like having your own mother.
Right.
And we had stepmothers, and
it's not the same.
It ain't the same. It ain't, especially for girls.
Right. Because you feel cheated.
Yeah.
Because you were so young when she.
Right.
You probably don't even remember.
I remember.
You remember?
I remember going to see her in the hospital and things like that. My sister, she remembered my sister when she was first born more than she remembered me because she got sick right when I was born.
Yeah.
So, it's super duper hard.
Right.
And I don't know what my sister went through mentally. All I can tell you is what I went through was I was mad. I was angry. I cried all the time. I was so, school was not a factor to me. Things didn't matter. I was angry that all my friends had their mothers and I didn't. That my father didn't understand what we were going through.
Right.
And the women didn't understand what we were going through that he had in his life.
Right.
So it just wasn't the same, And I resented life. A lot of times I didn't want to be here, and it was just, God, I mean, and then always having the thought of what who was my mom? What was she all about?
Right.
You know, I knew she was this great singer. Her and her two sisters, they sang. And you know, they were in a band with my father, and we had recordings of her voice, and you know.
So you only had her voice too.
Yeah, and I had her voice, and then I always had what everybody had to say. My father was like, "Boy, I love your mama, your mama, your mama. Oh, your mama was a beautiful person." But I didn't have that. I didn't know she was this beautiful person. So it was very hard for me growing up. You know, we went through a lot. My sister and I went through a lot growing up. Abuse from people, sexual abuse, all kind of shit. So we had to persevere through a lot of shit in our life. And then my college years, it was great. Came back from college, had my son, started working, you know, getting in the world, moved to Oakland, and just was living life. My father was not the easiest person to get along with. I mean, you've heard my stories, you know, he was, and I know now why he was who he was. Right. Because you're talking about a man having to raise 2 babies. Right. By himself. He didn't have to, but he did. And that ain't the easiest thing. He became a police officer because he said, when he told me that was the best thing for me to do, to give you guys the life that y'all deserve. Wow. Now, was he mean? Absolutely. Robert was a police officer even at home. You okay? Nothing got past him. No, we were good. We were good girls. Right. Didn't get pregnant, you know, didn't bring, you know, things home that maybe my other friends were doing. Right. No, but he did the best he could do. Yeah. And I get it now. I get it. It wasn't easy. He was scared. He protected us the best way he knew how. And I think the best protection he could was keeping his own punishment in the house. Yes. That was his protection. Was he hard on us? Yes. And it spilled out in our life. But I get it. I'm not saying I'm for it, but I get it.
Right. What year did you get pregnant with Christopher?
Christopher was born in 96. I got pregnant in 95.
Oh, I graduated in 96. Class of 96. Right. Shout out to y'all.
Right. You graduated high school?
Yes.
Damn, girl, I thought you was on my college. I was supposed to graduate college in 96, but y'all know what I was doing. I was banging dillies, okay? Banging dillies. But Christopher was born May 21st, 96. So his father and I weren't together at all.
Did you have the support from your dad?
No.
Okay.
No. I had no support from anybody.
Wow.
My sister, she helped the best that she could, but she was in Sacramento and I was in Oakland. Okay. I did not have to struggle. Right. I did not have to go through what I went through. But obviously it was God's plan. Relationships was never good for me. Right. Because I am the type of person that is, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. And my father and my uncle used to tell me, you're never going to have a man because you too stubborn. You talk too much. Yeah, I do talk too much. But I talk about, I speak up.
Did Chris ever get a chance to be around his father? Did he ever come? Or
yes. Okay. So Christopher never knew his dad. Okay. And it wasn't because of me. Right.
Because he called you and told you. Yeah.
Do you remember that day? Okay. So, no, you weren't at AT&T. So, Christopher was never knew his dad. He always was like, Mom. And I would say, yes, you have a father. Mm-hmm. I always, when it came to his dad, right? Because so many women paint a bad picture to
of
their
children
of their father. Right. I knew that eventually it was going to happen because it was just going to happen. He found his older brothers.
Oh, wow.
Got in contact with them. One of the brothers called the father. I'm still at AT&T, right?
Oh, wow. When you was in Roanoke Park?
We wasn't in Roanoke Park yet. It was in Oakland.
Oh, you still was in Oakland. Okay. So I had left then.
You had left. So I get a phone call from Chris. He was like, Mom, I found my dad. Well, no. He said, I got a call from somebody that says he's my dad. And I was like, well, what's going on? He was like, well, I got in contact with my brothers, and then this man calls me talking about he's my dad. I said, okay. He was like, I'm going to call him back. I said, okay. I said, but be careful.
How old was he?
Chris, at this point, I think probably 17.
Oh, wow.
So I said, okay. But I said, think about it before you make the phone call.
Right.
Pray on it and understand. I would always tell him this. Be prepared for what you are going to hear.
Right, right.
It may not go in a positive way.
Right.
And if it doesn't, just understand. I just wanted him to be mature and old enough to understand and receive the rejection.
Right.
It was like, hey, I'm your dad, but I still need a blood test. And I guess they argued. His brothers accepted him wholeheartedly. He found out
that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't even trip off all of that. They was like,
right.
I got a brother.
Yeah.
They came around. They called, to this day, they call me mom. I love those boys.
Right.
They love Chris.
Right.
I really just wanted him to know his brothers and his sister. I never chased his father. I never said he needed diapers.
Right.
I never said, can you pay?
Right.
I never said, you need to, because, and I don't know if that was right or wrong.
Right.
I'm not going to force somebody that doesn't want to be there, because all he's going to do is be negative to the child that's his.
Right.
And I was already stressed.
Right.
So I didn't need to add that to my son.
Yeah.
So then his father started trying to be in his life, especially after he saw Chris on TV.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So now they come.
I'm your father. Now that you see here, he's a superstar and doing his things, when everybody else had already accepted him as
right. Okay, so your sister did pass away in 06.
Two passed away in 06 from ALS. So she got the ALS, passed away, and then I ended up raising the two girls and my son.
Y'all, so Aisha experienced a passing of her mother and her aunt.
My uncle shot and killed himself.
So that's 3.
My dad's brother.
And then her sister.
My only blood sister.
And so now
passed away of ALS. My son ended up passing away last year.
And this girl is still standing strong.
Yes.
Her mother, her aunt, her sister, her son.
Yeah.
Her only son.
Yeah. My only child. God is good. I will say that. Let me just say there is God is an awesome God. I don't know how I'm doing it.
Right. That's
but I choose to wake up every day. The best thing I ever did for me.
Right.
For my life.
Right.
Was go to counseling. And I took anger management. I learned how to breathe. Because we don't know how to breathe.
Right.
We don't know how to breathe. I learned how to meditate. And I learned how to, honestly, the main thing is breathing.
Right.
Learning how to breathe saved my life in so many ways.
Right. So did you do it before your son's death? Or
yeah,
after?
It was before.
Okay.
That's how come I can handle what's going on now.
Now, okay.
I didn't realize that I was suicidal.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize I was that depressed and that stressed out.
Right.
Until I started releasing that shit. Like,
wow.
I was crying to the point I was afraid to go outside. I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to take a walk.
Do you think, cause y'all go like this, Ish?
Yes,
go like
he's
this,
the reason.
So when you guys got together and you knew that this was the one, how did you get all the other ones to stop calling you?
My husband was gentle.
Oh.
He allowed me not to be here.
Right.
He understood here.
Right.
But he helped me get here.
That's amazing.
He allowed me to be me without fault,
Right.
without judgment.
Right.
I can
love
be me.
I
Like
love
it's
it.
like
Oh my God.
you don't meet too many
Black
people.
love.
He accepted me 1,000% of who I am.
Right.
My shouting, my anger,
Your pop.
not just exact each pop, but it was raw.
Right.
It was real authentic. It was. My father said, "Don't bring nobody home that you ain't serious about."
So how was married life? Is it?
It's beautiful. He's like my best friend.
Right. I love that.
He is really my best friend. He's my protector. He's my everything. I love that. I love, and I'm so grateful that we were put back together, because I didn't know if I was ever going to be married or even find somebody that I could feel like me.
Right. Right.
In all my relationships, I didn't feel like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Men tried to control me, my mind, all kind of shit. Or just, or vice versa. Or I was just playing or wasn't serious about. This nigga just came and just took it all. Everybody got a story.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody got a trail.
Yes. And that's why I have this Danielle podcast, so we can hear everybody's story, because it's somebody out there, not only Aisha, but it's somebody out there that has lost a lot of special people in their life. Like she didn't grow up. She didn't have her mom. She didn't have her mom's sister. She didn't have her sister, her only biological sister that she grew up with, that her dad raised them. She lost her sister, and now she loses her son, and she's still here, and she's still making it. So I'm telling you, like, I love what I'm doing right now, because it may be helping someone out there.
Absolutely. I believe in the spirit. I believe that there is a force pushing us through. And we all have a time, a date. We all have it.
It's stamped. When we were born, it was stamped.